Okay, on Father's Day shop day, I started my crosscut sled and I had a little boo-boo with it, so it's actually outside drying and repairing. Hopefully it'll still work. Otherwise I'm going to have to find another piece of wood in there that's big enough to make a decent sled out of. But hopefully, fingers crossed. Well, I went ahead and made my clamp rack while that was put off to the side. I do have a video for that. It's just a real basic clamp rack, nothing major. And now what I'm going to do is I got this tabletop here. It's actually an already fully assembled tabletop, and my mother-in-law's neighbor was throwing it away, so my mother-in-law went over to him, asked him if I could have it, and they said yes, so she brought it to me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down, and I'm going to use actually part of it to extend this out another 12 inches, so I'll be able to make 24-inch cuts and be able to cut bigger things on my table saw. And I'm also going to create another wing coming off of this side, an extension wing coming off of this side, but that's going to be a hole cutting power tool station kind of thing. So that's where I'm going to start with this now. So we're going to do a video on adding an extension wing onto the table saw and creating a cutting station. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the power tool station, because I really need to get that going. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this out, and then I'm going to take 12 inches of it off so that I can have a 12-inch extension onto my table saw there, so I can start doing 24-inch ropes. Okay, so let me measure this out and see how long it is, because I don't even know yet. I have this old dresser that I scavenged from somewhere that I don't have all the pieces to it. This is pretty much all I have to it. So I'm actually going to cut this down, and I'm going to use this as part of the extension wing and just kind of turn this into a power tool station, more or less, cutting station. Okay, got the top cut off and got it almost to size, but I need to notch out a little bit here so the top sits flat. Once I get the top sitting flat, then I can figure out how much more I need to take off to make it sit parallel to the table saw. Okay, I'm not sure how, but I accidentally cut it just a little too low. So I'm going to have to stick a shim or two under there, see if I can raise that up even. Notch it out here to go around the workbench so it'll sit the same width as the table saw. Alright, so just about got the top done. Like I said, I need to throw a shim under there and get this all even and get it fastened on. At least get that done tonight, get the two drawers in the bottom, and then hopefully I can get to the shelves here soon. Alright, so let me get this evened up. I got lucky here. One shim did it. It's not exactly perfect. There's a little tiny lip, but you know what? It's certainly good enough for me. I just needed more room and more cutting area. So now I start working on the inside here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and put the bottom drawers in. And I'll probably put some of these extension cords in that bottom drawer for now, just to get them out of the way. And then the next drawer up, I'll put my excess, or my extra saw blades, extra cutters, and things like that. And then I'll work on shelves later, maybe. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop here for the night. It's like almost 10:30 now. And I worked a pretty long day today. I got a lot accomplished though. Got my crosscut sled is started. It actually should have been finished, but I had a little boo-boo that I had to fix, and I think the boo-boo was right here. I'm not sure. I can't even really find it now, so it must have been alright. Also, I got my clamp rack finished up, or I got my clamp rack built. So sorry about the horrible picture. It's not a great camera. Now that I got this thing going, just for right now, I went ahead and in the bottom drawer I just threw some extension cords in there, and then a couple more I just kind of stuffed down in there until I can make some extension cord holders, storage thing. And then in this drawer I just got this little cutting kit thing I got, and then some extra blades and a knife that I used to cut my foam and styrofoam with. And this blade I just took out of my circular saw today. My circular saw died on me today. It's done. So now I'm going to have to try and figure out how Poe Woodworker gets a new circular saw. Alright, so this is the end of Father's Day. You're not going to believe this. Sunday, Father's Day, I was working on this, what I'm turning into a power tool station and extension for the table saw. And I was in the middle of cutting down this table. I had to cut a section of it off because that's going to go on that side. But anyway, I was in the middle of cutting a section of this table off, and my old circular saw died on me. You remember the circular saw that I showed you at the beginning of the video? Well, it died on me on Father's Day. Yeah, it just all of a sudden just quit, just stopped, and just wouldn't come back on anymore. So I went ahead and pulled the blade, like I said, told you earlier, pulled the blade. Well, I went back over to my neighbor's house that I'm doing the bathroom for, and just kind of told him the story of what happened with the circular saw. Now, these are the same people that when I got done with their kitchen, they bought me a table saw. Okay, same people. Well, today, when I went over to finish up... Okay, sorry about that. Had another neighbor came by and needed to borrow a shop vac. But anyway, I was working on this extension here for my table saw, and it's going to be a power tool station and kind of like a cutting station over here too. Anyway, and my old circular saw died on me when I was cutting this table down. So I went over to my neighbor's house this morning to finish up their bathrooms and see what kind of condition their curio was in, and they gave me their circular saw. So now I have a new circular saw, so this Poe Woodworker can stay woodworking, which is really great. Are these not the greatest people or what? I mean, they gave me a good, good job. They gave me, any materials that I needed for their work. They went and got, no problem, had no problem getting any of it. When I was all done with their kitchen, they bought me a table saw, which was a huge expense that I was really stressing. And then when my circular saw died on me Sunday, they went and gave me his circular saw. Now, he's had the circular saw a long time, but he's only used it once. He says it had maybe an hour's worth of time on it. So I'm dying to try it out. I can't wait to try it out. So I'm going to be actually working on these shelves today. I got to go back to their house at 2 o'clock and finish up their bathroom, just put their handles back on. Their bathroom will be done. Then I can go ahead and bring the video all in one place and go through production of the video, and you can see the bathrooms. But anyway, so I'm going to work on this for a little while longer and get this finished up. This is part of an old shelf that came out of something else. I don't remember what it came out of. I'm going to cut this down to size, and I'm going to use that for the bottom shelf down there where my circular saw and jigsaw are going to go. So I'll get this cut to size and we'll put it in. Since the scrap shelf only had braces on 2 sides, I'm going to add another one over here just to give it a little bit more support. I'll look to see if I got one long enough to go in the back, but I really won't need the one in the back until I change the back on that, which I will be doing because it's the cardboard that came with the dresser. So I'm going to put a plywood back on that because I'm actually going to hang things on the back of it as well. Then I can worry about this. But for right now, it just needs to support this and this. That's really all it's going to be holding for right now. The shelf was a little too wide. It was splitting the sides apart. That's why it kind of fell apart on me when I was putting it together. So I reinforced it, and I just used my cheese grater, what I call a cheese grater, and just kind of smoothed out the sides on both sides, and just keep doing that until we can get it in there and sitting right. Okay, got the first shelf in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just brad it from the sides and probably drive a couple screws in the sides too to hold it pretty sturdy, because like I said, it is going to hold a circular saw and a jigsaw, so it's going to have a little bit of weight on it. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And then I'll put the drawers back in and go on to attaching the top. The shelf's in, it's attached, should be pretty strong, sturdy enough for what I needed to do anyhow. Then I'll put the bottom drawers back in, but what I need to do right now is I need to level off this top just a little bit. It sits just a little bit high on this side, really not a whole lot, but just enough. So I'm going to I figured out it's this notch right here where I had to notch it down to fit the table. The tabletop, because it was already pre-assembled when I got it. So I just need to notch this down just a little bit more. I'm probably just going to do it with my file and just shave down a little bit, because like I said, we don't really have to come down a lot. I think we're good. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and get everything in position. I'm going to put the table saw where it needs to go, so it'll line up with my continuation of my miter slots, which I do have to finish those, but I have to do them by hand, so it takes me a little while. I just need to get those lined back up where the table saw is going to be, and then just go ahead and get this into position, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fasten them together to where it'll be a little more solid. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the drawers in and put the stuff away. Okay, got it mounted to the, or attached to the side of the table saw, so it's pretty sturdy now. Both of them have definitely gotten a lot more sturdy attaching them together. What I'm going to do now, and I just have the top, I just have this side bradded on. I didn't attach this side just yet because I actually have plans for this side, and what I want to do with it's going to be easier to do without it being attached. I don't have to tear it up, because I'm actually going to cut part of it, but story later. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put it all back together and put my stuff away, and we'll call this done for now. I'm hoping that when I screwed it to the table saw and with the width of the shelf, it did kind of pull it out a little bit more on this side than this one, and I'm hoping that didn't interfere with the width of the rollers. So if it did, then I'm going to have to probably shim those, but we'll put everything back and see what happens. Okay, it's all done. My power tool station, aka table saw extension, this should work for me for quite a while. Got my circular saw, my new circular saw that the neighbor gave me just today. Got my jigsaw, my palm sander, and my bradder in there. Eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a whole pneumatic station over there, and that's where my bradder and all my pneumatic tools will go. So this will be just strictly power tools. And then, like I said, in this drawer down here I just have some extra extension cords until I can make some of these extension cord caddies that I saw an Eric Lindbergh made online. So I'm going to make a couple of those, and I thought they were pretty cool for extension cords. And then in here just got my extra blades, a knife that I use to cut my foam and styrofoam, and this is a little handheld cutter saw kit that I bought at a yard sale. And so there it is, and like I said, I got it fastened to the, it's pretty solid. I connected these two together, and that really stabilized both of them, because even my table saw kind of moved a little bit on me when I was using my old crosscut sled, which I need to finish that up. So here it is, my power tool station in table saw extension.